Good evening, everybody, and welcome to our Tuesday night in the Pink Team call. We have these calls every Tuesday at 9 o'clock Eastern time. So you can always have it on your calendar. The Zoom link will always be posted sometime on Tuesday. So I'm really excited to have 31 people on the call tonight. That's awesome. For those of you guys that maybe are just getting started or new, let me introduce myself. I'm Dawn Andrews, Emerald Ambassador. And if you're on this call, that means you're somewhere on my team. That means you might be directly connected to me, like I'm your personal sponsor, but it could be that you're level 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. But for whatever reason, you're here, and I'm super excited to have you. We are connected to a larger team called the Destination Diamond Dream Team, which is run by my sponsor, who is Celeste Gwynn. I went to high school with her husband. She happens to be the top-ranking ambassador in the company, the only double diamond in the whole stinking company, and that means she's kind of like a superstar. And whenever you're at events, you can see that she's a superstar. And what that means for us is that we have access to the superstar, which is super cool because she's a great resource and a great mentor. And much of the information that I give to you all and the way that the information is sort of given to you and the trainings and stuff come from having really good mentors. So if you're on our team and you're just getting started, I promise you, you're in a really, really great spot. You're on a strong team. You're on a successful team. You're on a passionate team. And so you'll have all the tools you need to be super successful in this business. Therefore, the rest is up to you. And I'm going to talk a lot about that tonight as I kind of roll into the topic. But before I get started, I always like to kind of say, any events that are going on that I want y'all to be aware of. Now, oftentimes I miss things. I try to pay attention when you guys are posting on the team page. But if I've missed an event that you have coming up that you want to invite the entire large team to, you can let me know in the chat section. If you're new to Zoom, you'll see at the very bottom there's a chat button. You can kind of type it out, like event and blah blah blah. And so we'll all have access to that. I do encourage you, if you are planning something and you are open to the whole team being with you, to put it on the team page. There's no rules there. The team page is for everybody. I would encourage you to open it up to the team, because I think when you have a lot, even if you have an opportunity event and it's 95% ambassadors there and 5% guests, that's awesome. That's fine. That's great, because it shows numbers, it shows support, it generates excitement. So it's good to open it up and have other people there, other ambassadors. Okay. All right, so what I do know is going on is there's a 7-day challenge that Samantha Godwin does, and she does a great job. That is an online Facebook group. The idea behind that is we get 7 days worth of Slim to our prospects. We have them start on the same day and sort of do it together. Samantha does a great job of posting information and tips about Slim, about the other products. She's done this for a while. So that's a resource that we all have access to. That's something that all you have to do is either sell a 7-day trial to somebody for $24.95. If it's somebody that's a really hot prospect and you really think they would be great, you could give it to them. That's up to you. It's an investment in somebody, but sometimes it pays off to make that investment. But regardless, it's a good opportunity to get your people experiencing Slim and then have the support that Samantha's giving and the rest of the team gives with the trial. So I encourage you to get involved with that. That's on our In the Pink team page for more information. I know Lisa Ankeny has an opportunity event coming up, and I looked and I couldn't find all the details. So Lisa, I know you're here, so you can let us know about that. You can just put on the chat when it is. She's in Newport News, so those of you guys that are on the peninsula, she's a gold or senior gold ambassador on our team, and she's a great, strong team leader. Let's see. There's some stuff coming up in North Carolina. If any of you guys are in the Raleigh area, Samantha Godwin has a Goldsboro, North Carolina training on November the 5th at 10 a.m. Dodie McGuire is planning something in Pittsburgh. So we're going to be all over the East Coast this fall, you guys. So Dodie, if you're on, you want to post some information about people, Pennsylvania. And so that means, like, say that you live in Virginia and you've got some friends up in Pennsylvania, you can send them to Dodie's event, because she'll do a great job and support your people. Also want to congratulate Dawn Regner. I'm not sure if she's on or not, but she was invited to participate in a Sonia Stringer panel. Sonia Stringer is a network marketing trainer, and Dawn's been very involved with her trainings, and so she was invited to be on as a guest speaker on the panel, which I think is really cool. So I wanted to make sure we knew that we have Dawn on our team who's just getting amazing training, and she can bring that back to us. Let's see. Lisa says that the meeting is at her house this Thursday night at 6:30 p.m. Okay, so that's on the peninsula. I am going to be planning personally a couple things coming up right away. So let me get my calendar out. So next, I'm going to do 2 online opportunity events. I think those are super important to do. It's a way to invite your prospects to learn a little bit more about the company, and it kind of takes the pressure off of you to do the presenting, and it offers third-party validation. So when we do online opportunity meetings, they are just like this. It's via Zoom. So I'm going to do one next Wednesday, the 28th at 11 o'clock in the morning. That's going to be for anybody that doesn't work, stay-at-home moms, retired people, okay, during the day. I would expect it to last about 45 minutes, so you might want to let your person know between 30 minutes of presentation, probably 15 minutes. We'll open it up for questions. So I will, Rachel Glenn is sort of spearheading that. She's going to make the graphic, but I'll be hosting it, okay, and running it and getting the testimonies together and do the presentation. Then on Thursday, the 29th, so I'm going to do 2, give you guys an opportunity so you can invite somebody to a daytime one, or Thursday, the 29th, I'm going to do it at 9 o'clock at night for anybody that works all day, busy with kids and whatnot. So again, same kind of format, 30 minutes of presentation. It'll be low pressure. It will be sharing testimonies, very basic product overview, talking about the 3 ways to purchase, and then directing them back to the sponsor that invited them. So you want to know if your people are there, because obviously if they show up, you definitely want to follow up. So anybody that shows up for an online event is like 99% sure that you can get them as a customer or an ambassador. So getting people to those events is super important. I'm going to be looking at into October, I'm going to do a live training. I haven't done one personally in a while. It'll probably be at Roger Brown's. I need to call them and tentative. That's in Portsmouth, Virginia. And it'll be like a Sunday late afternoon type of situation. Okay, so just kind of be looking out for that. You can get your new people there. Okay, so I think that's all I had for dates and announcements. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and roll in. You guys probably know, if you've been following the team page, that I just got back from Kona. Holy cow, you guys, Hawaii. It was amazing. I was excited about going to Hawaii, but I didn't really understand the depth of how awesome it was going to be. Like, I figured I was going to go and I was going to hang out by the pool and it was going to be great, blah, blah, blah. But it was so much more. It gave me an opportunity to really feel who Plexus is. Okay, and I'll try to articulate that better, but to really understand the depth, the integrity, the community, and the love that our company represents. Okay, we all know that we have amazing products, right? We love our products. Every single one of you, there's 36 people on this call, probably have a testimony, whether it be anything from weight loss to feeling better to energy to helping for fibromyalgia. I mean, we have amazing testimonies just on our team. And so that's something to be excited about, and that's what we're passionate about. But really understanding like what kind of company that you represent, that you're involved with, will just kind of build your belief in such a way that you can't help but be bold about sharing. Because what we have to offer, awesome health products, an incredible business opportunity, but an incredible community of people that truly love other people. And as far as I'm concerned, that's what God calls us to do. Like, I just think our company just kind of screams the principles that God teaches. Okay, you see that in the people, you see that the way that business is conducted. So anyway, it was just an amazing week. I do want to talk about, I've got some kind of notes. They did a training for us where Alec and Tarl, who are our CEO and our president, Marianne, who's the new training person, and also Sarah Bijagard is our new sales rep, our sales coordinator. They presented some new programs that are going on and some new things I do want to share with you. Now, this is all stuff that corporate is going to be kind of rolling out, so you'll expect to see this stuff on your emails and in communication, but I'm going to give you guys a sneak peek of what's going on. So I'll start with the stuff, and then I'll move into the really great stuff. So they are fully aware that there's quite a bit of Amazon and eBay sales going on of our products. Okay, where that kind of all started is in the late winter and spring. Started having really bad credit card fraud. What the credit card companies did, the banks started issuing those chip cards, and something, of course, I don't really understand all the ins and outs of how this happened, but when banks started transitioning to those chip cards, it opened the floodgates and the doors for a lot of stolen cards. So bad people that saw that Plexus products were in high demand, which that's the good part about this, is our products are in really, really high demand. They're becoming much more mainstream. People are hearing about Plexus and want it. So then you got these sketchy bad people that go and they steal these credit cards from just normal people. And so what they've done is they started ordering large quantities of products with stolen credit cards. Okay, so these people that now are getting the products that they purchased with stolen credit cards didn't really pay anything for the product, so therefore they can sell them for whatever they want. I mean, if they decide to sell a bag of Slim for $20, well, they're making $20 because they didn't make any kind of investment. All right, so it's really important for us to understand that if you run into somebody, a customer potential that's buying from eBay or Amazon, that you let them know that they're participating in fraud, that it's stolen credit cards, because it's not legal. There's no possible way. I mean, Alec and Tara were joking around. They're like, man, we can't even get products for that, you know? They're the president of the company. So we get it. They're really fully aware that it's going on. They have a whole team that's dedicated to stopping this credit card fraud and stopping the eBay and the Amazon. They've hired a law firm who is an expert in shutting down Amazon and eBay. So they're throwing the book at this thing. They've hired the best people in the industry to shut these things down. So the good part of that is, hey, we're in high demand. But the bad part is the bad guys figured out a way to manipulate the system, and us sort of being, you know, a new company, I mean, so to speak, didn't really necessarily have all those security measures in place because we didn't know what was going to happen. But they do now, and it will get better. So that was really great. Okay, another thing they told us about, which is really exciting, is they're implementing new training and new support system directly from corporate for our new ambassadors. So that means, I see Amy right there. So Amy signs up a brand new ambassador. Of course, your brand new ambassador will get a welcome email like they do now, but they're going to take it a few steps further. So what they're going to be doing is asking the new ambassador basically questionnaire that'll say something like, you know, do you want to get your products paid for? Do you really want to run with this business? So they're going to kind of do a little questionnaire, and then they're, based on the answers to the question of the new ambassador, they're going to direct them. There's going to be basically two different paces that someone takes. So if someone says, I just want to get my products paid for, or I'm just a wholesale ambassador, corporate will then, within the next couple of weeks, be sending emails and videos to kind of help train them in that area. Okay, if someone says, no, I'm all in and I want to build the business, they're going to send them sort of on a second track, a second pace that shows them, watch this video to get, go silver in 7 days. Watch this video for training to understand the products to present. This is how, you make your first Facebook post. So it's really going to be wonderful. It's an extra support. And now that doesn't mean that we don't do our job, right, as sponsors and really train people and sort of hold their hand for the first 30 days. We definitely want to be doing that, doing all the things that we've learned to do. But how great is it that we have corporate who's going to kind of come behind us and catch those people that might otherwise fall through the cracks. So they're putting a lot of emphasis on helping people to be successful right away. So that in essence will help with our attrition. That's probably the biggest yuck of network marketing is attrition, which means there's people that come on board, they're all in, they're excited, you think they're going to be great, and then they go MIA, right? It's normal. I'm just going to make everybody understand that. It's a normal thing in network marketing for that to happen. But it's really great that we have corporate who's aware of it and wants to help us not have that attrition, okay? Another thing that we're going to be rolling out very soon is called the rank up a roadmap. Okay, so that means when Haley she's a silver ambassador, and as soon as she hits silver, Plexus Corporate's going to send a nice email that says, congratulations on being a silver ambassador. Your next step is gold. Here's some action steps to help you get to gold. Okay, so then when Amy's a gold ambassador and she's working towards senior gold, when she ranks to gold, it's going to give her actual action steps to show her how to get to senior gold. And that's going to help because, you know, that sort of ranking up, it kind of, our business is constantly changing. You know, when you're getting to silver, it looks one way. When you're going from silver to gold, it looks one way. But certainly when you're going to ruby to senior ruby, that's not going to look the same as it did when you went from gold to senior gold. Your business continually changes, which is a great thing. I love it because I'm, you know, I like change. I'm like the kind of person that likes to go to a restaurant and order something different every time. So it keeps it exciting, but it also keeps it, we get it. I mean, it's kind of a challenge because you just kind of like, once you figure out one thing, all of a sudden you got to change it and change it up. So corporate's going to do a better job of helping us sort of navigate that. And the best way I can describe this is, you know, prior to probably this year, Plexus has been so new. We've, you know, it wasn't even hardly a company in 2009. That wasn't very many years ago. You guys, in 2014 when I started, it was nobody knew about Plexus in Virginia. Like there was, so to see where we've come in just a short amount of time is amazing. And kind of prior to this, it's always felt like, I say this, the wild, wild west. Like, you know, things are just kind of crazy. There's not really great systems in place. We're all just kind of figuring it out. We're trying to be good team leaders. So, you know, for the longest time, it was just Tarl and Alec doing everything. They were the marketing people, the sales people, the incentive people. So you had two guys, just like us, trying to figure it out. But they're smart guys, and they utilize the resources well. So this year, they've taken the resources, the money that's been, you know, that's gone gangbusters, so to speak, and hired the right people. So we're not going to feel like we're just trying to figure this thing out anymore. So I just want y'all to get that because that's really exciting. And this is, you know, 2016, we changed the back office back this time, 2015. And so rolling into 2016, there were certainly some bumps in the road. There was getting used to this new system, getting used to new shipping methods, getting used to new people in leadership positions. And I know that there was probably a lot of people that joined in the winter and the spring that got frustrated with shipping or got frustrated with some things. And that makes me feel sad because it's like, I want those people back to say, hey, it's going to be so great. And so if you have those people, I don't know if you do, if you know, you had a new ambassador that joined sort of during that tough period when we were really working out some new things, I encourage you to go back to them, share some of this stuff, just say, hey, we get there was a period of time that the shipping was pretty tough and maybe you didn't get your products on time, and I'm sorry if that kind of put a bad taste in your mouth about the company, but I assure you that's not how we do business. It's better now. We're getting our stuff and the company is going nowhere but up. So maybe put that into your plan a little bit. If you don't spend too much time trying what I call resurrect the dead, but I do think that there's something to that, especially if you had people that joined in that time period that maybe aren't active anymore. Okay. Let's see, what else did I want to tell you guys? Success on Demand. Oh, there's something called Success on Demand. They talked a little bit about it at convention. Success Magazine is a great magazine for entrepreneurs, especially network marketers. So we have a partnership with that magazine through Plexus where we're going to have access to the magazine for free, and we're going to have access to all the resources for free. Though that you should just expect that. That'll be rolling out in the next couple of weeks. They talked about the convention. They wanted to make sure all the kinks were worked out before they launched it. So be looking for that. So that's a really, really good resource for us as network marketing professionals. Let's see. The other thing that they talked about, and this is pretty cool, they're starting a new, how do we say this word wrong? Philanthropy. So they're going to be doing like on a regular basis supporting charities and making a very big deal about us supporting charities. The very first one that they're going to be supporting is going to be in October for Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And not only are we going to be promoting the breast check kits. Usually it's like buy one, get one free. That's what it's always been in the past. But they're going to take it one step further. And at Leaders Retreat, on the last day of Leaders Retreat, there's going to be a 5K walk. So it'll be Plexus ambassadors getting sponsors, walking, for breast cancer, selling t-shirts. And then the money that's raised will go towards, I think they said the American Cancer Society or some other breast cancer awareness organization. So anyway, so that's super cool. Again, they talked a little bit about the Consistency Club. Congratulations to you all that have made it into the Consistency Club. I see y'all posted on Facebook, and the Consistency Club is not easy. So if you see one of our teammates that got into the Consistency Club, just know that they worked hard, and it was not an easy thing to do. You have to do a minimum of either 300 or 500 personal volume, plus get like 3 new customers for 3 new customers for 300 and 5 new customers for 500. So it's a big deal, and they're going to be continuing to not just recognize people, but there's going to be some, if you get in the Consistency Club, they're going to start giving away prizes and special recognitions and all kinds of good stuff. So that's kind of cool. Then the last thing I wanted to tell you guys about, this is when you get to the Emerald, Sapphire, and Diamond level. It's not like if, it's like when. And I'm getting ready to do my tough talk in a minute, so y'all just get ready. But when you do get to that level, they actually have business coaches that they've just hired, professional business coaches. So I just think that's incredible. Because if you were to hire a business coach, a professional business coach or a life coach, it's a lot of money. And a lot of people have already done that, especially the diamonds and stuff, because there comes a point where in your leadership, you got to be fed, and so now that corporate knows that, and so they're offering that. And so I wanted to let y'all know that was going to be happening. So when you get to that level, you have your very own life coach. How cool is that? Okay, here, let's see here. If you guys have any questions about any of this stuff, let me know. I'll look for the chat to see if you have any questions about what they presented. Okay, so the guest speaker that was in Maui, and I've got Maui on my brain already, you guys, was Carrie Wilkerson. She's the author of The Barefoot Executive. If you have not read her book, I want you to write it down, and I want you to order it, because she was hilarious. She was awesome. I've seen a lot of speakers that Plexus has brought in between conventions and 2 leaders retreats and so forth. She was by far the best speaker. Well, Les Brown was pretty good too, but she was really, really, really good. Okay. So she's a mom. She's been successful. So she presented. She's also going to be presenting at Leaders Retreat. So those of you guys that earned it will be able to hear her again. We'll be able to learn from her. And I'm going to be talking a little bit about what I want to talk to you about, and I'm going to incorporate a lot of what I learned from her talk. So here's the deal. Here we go. I personally I like goals. All right. So I'm going to tell you, lay the foundation for where I'm going with this. I love setting goals. I think it's really fun to work towards a goal. And if you guys know this color personality, just so you guys get a little bit of insight into me, because I want y'all to get this. Yes, Carrie Wilkerson, The Barefoot Executive, Teresa. There's different color personalities. There's the red color personality, the blue, the greens, the yellows. I'll give you guys kind of a real quick, because this is kind of fun. Red people are really, really goal-oriented. They're driven by recognition, money, and just hardcore, intense people. Red people. There's blue people who are really motivated by fun and parties and things of that nature. They're the life of the party. Yellow people are motivated by helping others. Your nurses, teachers, those kind of people are oftentimes yellow. And then you have a green person. A green person is motivated by having all the facts, the research, and all that kind of stuff. See, sometimes you hear us say things like that, like, oh, she's a green, oh, she's a red. It's a multi-level marketing book that's really cute. I think Big Al Shriver or something wrote the book. Anywho, I wanted to tell y'all that because I'm a red. All right. So when I get something on my mind, a goal, I'm a little bit obsessive about it. But here's the deal. When I was in Kona, it became very apparent to me that I had to go like at all the parties and the dinners and the luau's. Now, meanwhile, everybody's very sweet and kind and wonderful. I had to go ask other teams if I could sit with them. Like, hey, can I sit at your table? Hey, can we go to dinner with you guys? And I'm like, guess what? I'm not doing that again. I will have a full table of my people in Maui in 2017. Okay, I'm like, that is my goal, and I will do whatever it takes to ensure that that happens. Okay, and here's another thing. While I was there, I was having dinner, one of these dinners that I invited myself to, and I'm sitting there with these two girls who were probably in their late 20s, young girls, like late 20s, early 30s. One was a girl that has triplets, okay, that are three-year-old triplets and a 15-month-old. All right, and her husband's a physical therapist, and so he works all the time. And I don't think she has family. All right, so I'm talking to this girl. This other girl, probably early 30s, she's a full-time teacher, and she had 2 kids. And I'm not going to say who they were because, well, hopefully the only person but these girls were like real normal. Like there was nothing super special about them. They weren't like really well spoken or like seemed like the kind of girls that went to the country club or sorority girls or maybe some of the things that we think it takes to be successful. Like, you know, the self-talk that we tell ourselves, oh, she's super successful because she was in a sorority. She's super successful because the way she looks. Okay, these girls were not any of those things. And they had I was like, 3-year-old triplets, are you kidding me? Like, I have 5 kids, but at least they weren't triplets all at the same stinking time. So I'm like, okay, well, you guys, they were both new emeralds. And I said, well, how did you get to be here? What's the deal? And they said they were both from the same team. They were from Tara Castaneda, who you might have seen. She does really great videos. They were from her team. And they both said, they were like, you know what? Every time I was about ready to give up, every time I was telling myself I couldn't do it, that I didn't have time, or I wasn't worth it, or I wasn't good enough, Tara would get in my face and she would tell me to be quiet, to stop it, and she would tell me what to do. And both of these girls said if it wasn't for Tara getting in their face and holding them accountable and pushing them beyond their own comfort zone, they would have given up. They started going through all the times that they started to talk themselves out of being successful. All the times that they said they couldn't do it. All the times that they would say they weren't good enough, or they weren't salespeople, or they were too busy. But their leader, who has one of the strongest, most dynamic teams in the company, okay, would get in their face and say, you are worth it, you can do this, and I'm not giving up on you. And so she believed in them oftentimes before they could believe in themselves. And I'm a big advocate of studying people that are successful. If I want to be successful at something, who am I going to look to? I'm going to look to the people that are doing what I want to do. Okay? So I thought, and it really occurred to me, I said, my team, I know y'all have, every single one of you, there's 39 of you on this call, every single one of you have what it takes to be an emerald, a sapphire, a diamond, to be in Hawaii, to be working this business in such a way that you create a legacy income for your family. And that's what this company represents, okay? It is so much bigger than the products. It's bigger than a couple $100s a month. There's so many layers of blessings that Plexus can bring to our families. So in every single one of us, you all deserve it. I mean, I want you to get that. Every single one of you have everything that it takes. You deserve it. You can do it. There's nothing that makes anybody any better than somebody else at this. I met people that were right out of college that were at that trip. These are all emeralds or above. And if you're brand new and you don't know what that means, an emerald is making a minimum of $100,000 a year. I'm talking about $10,000 a month, you guys, as an emerald. Diamonds are making anywhere between $30,000 and $50,000 a month on the low end. Okay, so if you're just brand new and you're like, is that real? It's real. It's real. I'm living proof of it, guys. And all 400 of those jewels that were in Kona are living proof of it. Now and that's like the bottom. So as you know, there's a big difference between an emerald that's just brand new emerald and one that's almost sapphire. It's a matter of 1,500 points difference. So there's a big window, but I'm talking about minimums here. Okay, I just went on a tangent because I needed you guys to understand that. Okay, so imagine for a moment, I'm telling you, if you imagine what your life looks like, okay, with just the income alone of an extra $100,000 a year injected into your families, and like, what does your life look like? It's radically changed, okay? 100,000, that means, and I'm not, $100,000 creates freedom for you to put whatever the dream is in your heart, whether you're into missions, whether you're into orphans, whether you're into adoption, you're into supporting your church. I mean, imagine what you can do with that kind of extra income. And so it's bigger than just an extra money. It's like when you have that kind of financial freedom, you can change people's lives, okay, beyond Plexus Health products. But see, and the cool thing is you've created a legacy income for your family to be able to change lives in many ways. And all along the way, you're changing people's quality of life through amazing health products. We're not selling just consumable, bags or makeup, or not that those things aren't great, or mascara. I mean, those things are great. But we offer something, to me, that is so much more valuable, because you will have people throughout your journey that say, oh my gosh, Haley, thank you so much for telling me about Plexus. Because of you, I no longer have migraines every day. Because of you, my endometriosis got better and I was able to have a baby. I mean, I can assure you that that's going to happen. So here's what I need. So this is what I just want you guys to get. I want you to get. There's nothing to me that could be more motivating than our compensation plan. I'll be honest with you. To know that normal people, just like you and me, from stay-at-home moms to college students. I mean, there was kids there that were just out of college that are emeralds. Can you imagine what it would have been like? Those of you that are, that aren't college, I'm looking at Haley right now, and she is that person. To graduate from college with a 6-figure income, like, imagine what your life would have been like. Okay, imagine this. There was girls there from college that managed to do this. There were retired people. I met Debbie Darby, and I met a grandma. She's like 70, who is an Emerald ambassador. There's people that work full time, and they love their jobs, and they're still working full time. So there's lots and lots of men now that have quit their jobs and are doing this full time. So it doesn't matter who you are. This is one of the last frontiers of equal opportunity, to say, no matter who you are, no matter what your background is, no matter how much money you already have or that you don't have, it doesn't matter what your race is. It doesn't matter. All you got to do is have $34.95 to get a website, and you've got to have a heck of a work ethic. Okay, you have to just be willing to put your whole self into this and to work really hard. Okay, that's one thing I'm not going to sugarcoat. And I've talked to many, many, many successful people. Like I said, I like to study. If you're a diamond and I want to be a diamond, I want to know what you did to get there. What every single person has in common, that, the demographics are all different. What every single person has in common is they decided to be successful, drew their line in the sand, and temporarily made sacrifices to make this business work for them. And they worked it around there's no perfect scenario. Nobody's sitting around with nothing to do. That just doesn't happen. Even if you're not working full time, you have a lot to do. That's how we fill our lives with things. So, there's really, honestly, it's the successful people in our company adopt a no excuse mentality. There's just no excuse for not being successful. And there's no such thing as failure. The only way that you're a failure in this business is by giving up when you stop believing in yourself. When you stop believing in yourself and you stop believing that you can do it and that you belong at that table in Maui, that's the only failure, okay? And so I'm going to go back. And so from learning a little bit about, first of all, what it takes, asking other people, what did you do to get here? How did you get here? The one common thread is all in, line in the sand, be willing to work really hard, and failure not being an option, because giving up is an option. So success is going to be inevitable. and just not giving excuses. And so those are the people, but then also the leaders that help them get there are the ones that are tough, the ones that get in their face to say, Haley, you told me you wanted this. Haley, you are going to be in Maui in 2017. You are going to be at that table with me. We're going to be celebrating together, and I don't care what it takes. I'm going to push your little hiney to get there. And if you're having a bad week, then let's move on. Then let's figure out what we need to do to get over a bad week. Okay? And so that's, like I said, that is my goal at this point. I want my table full. Next year, we have a solid year. And I put a post out, I think it was today, and it was all kinds of people that a year ago in 2015 where their ranks, there were silvers that went in 1 year, went from silver to emerald. There were golds. There were some people that just signed up. So there's the timeline is no excuse. Okay, there's no excuse. There's no reason why every single person, there's 40 people on this call, if you're listening to this and you're like, yeah, I really want that. Yeah, I really want that. There's no reason why it should take you more than a year. There really isn't. When you have the mindset and the belief, it starts with you here to say, yes, I can do this, and I'm going to do whatever it takes, and be willing to be coached. All right, be willing to be coachable, and that's what my job is going to be for you. Okay, so it's, you know, the way that I've approached it sort of in the past, to be honest with you, is you know, I'm training you, I'm giving you the tools, I'm telling you what to do, I'm doing team calls, I'm doing trainings, I'm checking in occasionally, but I never really pushed really hard, just kind of giving everybody their space about, well, you know, she's busy, her kid's home from school, she's having a bad week, I'm going to just kind of leave her alone and let her get back to it. Yeah, I'm not going to do that anymore, you guys. I'm not, because I learned from the best that that's not how they get their people there. That's not how they get everybody their table full. Okay, so I put out, you guys will see, I put out like a little, I did a video while I was in, and I kind of prefaced it a little bit when I was in Kona. I did a video to say, you got to reach out to me, you got to tell me you want it, you tell me you want it. I'm going to have everybody that tells me that they want it, that they want to be, that they are planning to be in Maui in 2017 as an Emerald Ambassador. That's 1 year from today, 1 year from now. If you tell me that you want it, I'm going to put your name in my office. I'm making a big poster board with everybody's name. So I'm going to have Haley Russell, and I'm going to have her name right there because she told me she was going to do it no matter what. Okay? And therefore, I'm going to be constantly looking at that. And so when I don't hear from Haley and she's not checking in with me and I don't see her producing, I don't see her get, if I'm not getting emails about her adding, here's the deal. I'm going to tell this to you guys. A minimum of 3 new at level 1s a month. That should be a minimum for every single person that wants it. That's the first thing I'm going to tell you. If you want this and you want to be at that legacy income and you want to be at that jewel level, which is completely attainable for anybody, you need to be a recruiting machine. You need to be adding people to your team. You need to be adding and going wide is what we call adding level 1s to your team. Okay? A minimum of 3. So we're no longer going to be like, oh, we should all go silver every month. That should be our goal. And at the end of the month, I have 2 people out of 1,500 that have 3 people, 3 new level 1s. No, that's not going to get my table full. And I know that, okay? I know that because I've watched the other teams out there that are exploding and that are dynamic and that they've got people just, you know, adding and growing and doing. So I'm going to go ahead and put that. So I'm going to be looking for those people. When you tell me you want it and I have your name on my wall, I'm going to be really paying attention and helping you to get to where you need to be. So, all right. That's the deal. So if this is too much, if you're like, you know what, that is not my scene, I'm not sure about all that. If you want to be on, if it's okay for you to be on a 5-year plan or a 3-year plan, you can let me know that too. I'm okay with that. I'm okay. Tell me that this is not what I want to do. I'm not interested in pushing myself and my team to get to that level in 1 year. And if that's the case, that's fine. We can work with that. But I want to be really working with the people that don't mind a little tough love, that don't mind me saying, put your big girl panties on and move on and get over it and let's get to work and let's get busy. Okay? Because there's really no excuse. There's all kinds of people out there with all kinds of life's distractions who are being very successful and getting to the top. So I see some people saying, push me, I'm all in, I love it, that's what I'm doing. I am recording, so all of that is good. So that's my Tough Love campaign. It's starting now. I'm changing. I'm taking it to the next level because, like I said, I need y'all with me. I'm not going there next year having to butt into other people's team dinners. I want to be the one planning the big team dinner, having the Kendra Scott bags for all my emeralds, maybe even sapphires and diamonds who have pushed and have worked hard, and that we are celebrating and we are loving it, and we're talking about all the good and that we're going to bring into the world with the financial freedom that this company offers. It's real. To me, there's no way, there's nothing else out there as far as I'm concerned that there is a way to work. We do want somewhat balance. I mean, I know you don't want to neglect anything, but hit the ground running with a new sort of self-discipline, knowing that the prize at the end that Plexus offers is just worth it. It's just worth the sacrifice. Be willing to make the sacrifice and adopt an absolute no excuse zone. And I'm going to be the one to help hold you accountable to that. Okay. That's all I got. If you already kind of let me know, I've got a running list of people that said, yes, I want it. Yes, I'm on. And I mean it. Like, don't tell me you want it if you're not willing to do the work. I'm not interested, because you have to be willing to invest time, to set hours, to do a minimum of 3 people a month in your level ones, not getting into management mode with a team. I know that happens sometimes. We'll work through that. But I'm here for you. I'm committed to you. I'm committed to those people that want this. And I'm committed to sharing the way that I've done my business and the way that I've gotten to Emerald, and also what I've learned from so many other super successful people. If you want it, and you're not on that list, you got to kind of reach out to me so I know it. And then, like I said, your name's going to be on my wall all year long. And I'm actually going to have 2 columns, because I like to do this with my prospects. I have a prospect, and then when they become an ambassador or a customer, I move them to a different column. It's this little game I play with myself. It's because I want all my people moved to the second column. So I'm planning on having your name and moving it to the next column. So I'm going to implement my game here in my office. Okay. Does anybody have anything they want to say to me? I'll open it up for whatever. Nothing? Nobody? Missy, Kim, Joanna, Lisa, Rachel, Michelle, Dawn, Cindy.
I'll say something, even though you can't see me because I'm in my night mask.
Okay.
Dawn, thank you so much for this. I honestly, I'm glad to see you taking the badass role. This is good. This is really good. I think, I like that personally. I can handle that way better than coddling. I don't take coddling very well. So I'm totally fine with that. I like when people tell me, hey, this isn't working for you, do something else. I think sometimes, I can only speak for myself, sometimes I get really stuck and I think, crap, I'm doing what I'm doing because it's out of habit. Mm-hmm. And, that habit feels very good because it's what I'm used to. But then I'm like, but this isn't working, so I need to try something different. So I definitely think continuing to push us out of our comfort zone is going to get us there. Mm-hmm. Most definitely. I can't imagine why anybody would sit on this phone at 9:00 at night, probably secretly yelling at their kids and husbands and other people in the background, like, be quiet. I need to take this to sacrifice the time to be on here if we really didn't want to be there. So I personally would love some ideas on how you can motivate your team to get on calls and go to local events. I think that is really super key. And if I could get some of my people to these local events that we have and on these calls, I think that they would really, really catch the vision. And I think you would have a lot more people soaring in this business if we could do that. So any feedback on that?
Yeah, I think there's a really great book. John Maxwell does this book. It's called The 5 Levels of Leadership. I suggest that everybody that's serious about your business, that you get the book. okay? And he talks about how there's different levels of leadership. And our goal is to always get to the pinnacle, which is the 5th level. The first level of leadership is you are the leader because of your title. Now he's talking to all people. So it might be someone that's just a manager at a company, okay? The second level of leadership to kind of, when you move up the ladder, is action. All right, so he talks about, as a leader, you have to be the one that's producing. You have to be, when you have to show your people that you're adding level 1s for our business, that you are hosting events, that you're not afraid to do a training, you're not afraid to get online and do a Facebook event. When they see you leading and you acting and you're welcoming your new people and you're going on and you're doing, there's a level of respect there that then you've put yourself in a leadership position where they're more likely to follow, okay? So if we're just wanting people to come do the call, come to this, come to that, they're less likely to do it until they see you being the one that's really in action mode doing it, all right? So I think that's for all of us right now where we're kind of starting, that's where we need to, our heads need to be in the game. It's not so much about how to lead our teams, but it's like right now where we all are is we need to be in hyper action mode, showing, right? Actions speak louder than words, right? We've all heard those kind of sayings. And so when your team sees you bringing on 3, 4, and 5 new people, and those new people generate excitement and they start to see it like, oh, Dodi's, man, she's got it going on. This Plexus thing is, you know, something. I'm seeing it change her. I'm seeing it change her family and her life. Man, maybe I should go to one of those meetings. Maybe I should listen to what she has to say because she's showing me how it needs to be done. Does that make sense? Okay,
Yeah.
she muted her.
No, I'm listening. No,
yeah.
Find the unmute button. I totally agree with that, Dawn, and definitely I have fallen on my sword as far as bringing people on board. Absolutely, no doubt about that. But I can guarantee you that Pink Crush is pretty good about turning out at events and things like that. We just need to figure out how to convince our people to get there, because you know, and maybe we need to have more events where we, you know, because marketing and branding, that's something we're going to be talking about in the Philly training that I'm going to do, because it's huge. I mean, it's all about perception. That's 9/10 of what we got going on here. Unfortunately, I mean, sometimes, you know, however you want to look at that, if you want to look at it as, you know, kind of whitewashing things or whatever, but we do a lot of social media marketing, and if we are not presenting ourselves in such a way that is attractive and you know, people want what we have, then we're failing in that way. So I don't know. Anyways, Dawn Wagner and I are going to get together on that and work on stuff for the Philadelphia training. So when we come up with our fantastic way of presenting this to people, because we're going to be meeting with a lot of different people from different groups, it sounds like, in Philadelphia, from who's responding. It should be interesting. We'll give you guys feedback.
Awesome. What I want to tell you guys, hang on one second. There was another thing. My books are behind me. Anyway, I'm not that organized. Okay. John Maxwell's great for leadership. Also, the 5 levels of leadership. I definitely read that book. The 21 irrefutable laws of leadership, if you don't already have that. One of the laws of leadership that he talks about is the law of attraction. Okay. I've read that book so many times, I almost think of it like my network marketing Plexus sort of Bible for leadership, because so many times I'm talking, trying to coach my people, and I'll say, oh, that's the law of blah, blah, blah. But the law of attraction is a big one, and it's pretty self-explanatory. When you are excited and you're passionate and you're just all in and you're rolling and you're recruiting and your team's on fire, that's attractive to people. Okay, that's attractive to outsiders because they see it and they're like, ooh, man, Amy, she looks like she's having fun. And that Plexus gig, man, she's healthy, she's having fun, she's got a lot of friends. There's an abundance. It's a feeling of abundance. And when people when they see that, they're attracted to that. And that is all about us being in that sort of action mode, that mode of showing people how awesome and attractive it is. And so don't negate that and just think, oh, you know, but really a lot of it has to do, like you said, Dodi, with the perception. So understanding that law of attraction, and that it's going to be attractive when our outsiders see us moving and grooving. Okay. I love that you're doing the more events we have. That's exciting. That's, you know, that's a lot of activity going on. When a new person comes on, and I explained this to my team leaders, you know, earlier in the week, is when a brand new ambassador comes onto our team and they're kind of getting their feet wet a little bit. They don't really know what's up. They're on the team page and they're listening and they're kind of watching, but they're holding back. When they see a team that's kind of, you know, we're just kind of hanging out and average, you know, not a lot going on. There's not a lot of events, or, you know, it's just kind of this ho-hum sort of non-explosive feeling, then they assume that that's the way that we do business and that's the way that they're supposed to be too, okay? But if someone comes on brand new and they see a team that's on fire and exploding and doing awesome Facebook posts, and they're asking for people to support them, and they're doing training events and Facebook groups and 7-day challenges, and it's like this fire type of adrenaline looking feeling, well, then a new person says, oh, well, that's the way they do business. They're much more likely to jump in with that way of thinking from the very beginning, which is good for everybody, because then we get a team and we build the momentum. Okay, that's another one of John Maxwell's, the law of momentum, the law of the big mo. You got to have that momentum, and speed loves speed. And so we've got 41 people still on the call. So all 41 of us are responsible for creating that speed that will inevitably help everybody, right? When our new people come on board. Okay, guys.